Bizarre is a great word to describe some of the phone calls I got over the years. No others came even close to the one I got from Dave, my ex school classmate and farmer's son, on a bright winter morning in February 1997. Still got your lorry, mate? He asked. I confirmed I did. Drop sides on it? Again. I affirmed it had. Can you come and move something for me? I have the cash here. It's pretty heavy, round half a ton, but we'll load and unload you. Just bring a good thick tarp and meet me at. And then he rang off. I had known Dave most of my life. Our families knew each other well, and it was for his father that I cleared their accumulated scrap a few years before up on the family farm. His then current girlfriend used to live at the bottom of our cul-de-sac when we were back on the estate, so all in all our lives had been entwined all the way through. Just after lunch, I drove the Bedford through the town and out over the river a couple of miles to where Dave was meeting me, expecting to be entering a farmyard or industrial site, but instead I spotted him leaning on a field gate, beckoning me to pull over and reverse in. Things only got stranger when he walked me round the rear of a field shelter to behold my cargo. There, laid dead on its side, was a large, elderly horse. Rather tubby from years of overfeeding and fussing by his girlfriend, the stricken nag had been her first love during childhood, and she could not bear for it to go to the kennels. Instead, its last resting place was to be on the family farm, on one of the fields. This was where I came in, as no normal transport company would have dared get involved. After initially saying he must be joking and to fuck right off, Dave played his ace card, sweetening the deal with a little extra cash and using emotional blackmail about how it would be more upset on an already heartbroken female. I caved in. We dropped the sides on my lorry and Dave went to fetch a loading shovel from the neighbouring farm. I must confess to not having the strongest of stomachs. When the ratchet straps came tight and the animal was stirred, a wave of gaseous stench let rip. I suddenly wished I had skipped lunch. Once elevated to a suitable level, I reversed under the beast and it was lowered onto the lorry's bed. After closing the drop sides, I put a tarp over the animal and strapped it down. Not that it looked likely to make a break for it, mind you. Dave went off ahead. Coming back over the river bridge, traffic was at a standstill. It was 3:30 in the afternoon, school run time. Crawling through the melee, I glanced in the lorry's mirror to be greeted with the horse's head and his glassy, dead eye looking back at me. Wind had got under the tarp, flipping the one corner up, so my equine passenger had become unmasked. I couldn't stop and rectify the situation due to all the congestion in the street. Every time I checked the mirrors, there he was, giving me the stink eye. Fairly freaked me out at the time. A bad situation got even bloody worse in the town centre as we slowly ground up the high street. Coming the other way was the primary school coach. Drawing alongside me from their higher vantage point, the bus full of kids stared out of the windows down at the horse's head. I was willing the cars in front to shift. Go on, move, you bastard, so I could escape from all those little faces looking traumatised at my cargo. Thankfully, there was movement up front, and I piloted the old Bedford TK out of the town towards Dave's family farm. When I arrived and told Dave and his brothers about the coach, etc., plus me getting freaked out by stink eye, I thought they would choke with hysteria. At one point, Tim was having to hang on to the side of the wagon from laughter. A hole had been pre-dug in expectation of our arrival up in one of the fields on the ridge. Using an ancient high-mac excavator, they lifted Mr. Ed the horse off my lorry. Problem was, they had not got the straps equal, so they slid up, leaving the animal dangling by its neck and head. It was at this point, while trying to pull away out of the field, that traction was lost on the Bedford, meaning I needed a tow out. No problem with the excavator present, but first I had to wait until a Christian burial took place, so to speak. Because of the off-centre lift, the horse ended up in the hole in a sitting position, looking like a performing elephant. No one seemed too fussed, and so that's how it was interred, sat up on its hind quarters. I now got paid and tugged out of the field to head home. Bizarre day? Very. Hello there. Thank you for watching my video. If you've enjoyed this one and would like to see more, please give us a subscribe and also share. It is appreciated. All the best. Take care.